much a lot of today's men don't have any self-discipline and a purpose and even mission and stuff. I think a lot of times, well, when people complain about in their relationships and they say the woman wants to submit to me and stuff, I'm really, you're both supposed to be submitting to God.
Right.
And then when you submit to God, you're able to follow the mission. And I think... Hey guys, I'm back with another episode of Mental Wealth. This podcast is used to express thoughts, experiences, and lessons. I aim to be as transparent as possible. If you enjoy an episode, please don't forget to like, comment, and tell a friend. Thank you. Hey everybody, welcome back to Mental Wealth. In today's episode, I plan to interview Samson Baldwin. Samson is the founder of Better You Connect, a former retired athlete, and a successfully married man. Welcome, Samson.
Hello. Appreciate you, Jameer. What's going on, everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do you care to tell the audience a little bit about you?
Yes, sir, for sure. As you said, I'm the founder of Better You Connect. That's an organization I created to give black people, especially, help us organize ourselves. Black people, man, we're some of the most gifted people in the world, the most talented in a lot of areas. Yet we're not very organized well, so it keeps us from being able to work together well. And so creating a system for that, and I'm also the young adult minister over at Love Story Church.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What has inspired your passion for community building?
Again, man, our people. I see the things that we go through. I see the lack that we have as far as with opportunities. I see us taking advantage of so much by other communities while seeing these other communities thrive. Every other community that's around, especially in America, a lot of the ones that excel own businesses, own real estate, have generational wealth built, and that's something for as long as black people have been in America, it's something that we still fall short in. I believe that the average the black U.S. dollar, or the dollar that African Americans hold, only circulates one time in our community before leaving out. Whereas other communities, you see, I believe the Caucasian community, it circulates 8 times. The Asian communities circulates about 13 times. So their money stays in their community, which allows them, their kids, to have more financial ability, economic mobility, and just create more opportunities in them, man. We're so gifted and so talented, yet we don't own much of anything, so we can't really provide the opportunities for our children to have. A lot of times when our people pass away, most of our people don't have life insurance. So, we hit those struggles. We hit those struggles after death. A lot of our kids, and I was one of them, we chase after, being an athlete or being a musician, because those are places that we're very gifted in, but also because many times we don't see other opportunities to be successful in other areas. And so I feel like, creating this business to create a community gives us a close bond, close knitness, and we can create environments so that we can feel safe and we can do the things that we love without being judged. Of course, we here in Greenville, we see Greenville shoot up.
Yeah.
It's blowing up right now. But there's not many spaces for us. And it's crazy because at a lot of these places that are blowing up, you'll see black musicians and things being painted on the walls and celebrated, yet almost none of these companies are black-owned businesses. I think there's 3 black-owned businesses downtown, and that's a celebration for us right now. Yet, we're a big population of Greenville. And so it's important for me to bring our community together so that we can shine light on the things that we're good at, and then the things that we don't have, we can create some opportunities to create solutions there.
What do you think has helped contribute to the lack of the black dollar being able to circulate in its own community?
Why is it lack?
Yeah.
One, we need help building our businesses so then we can gain trust with even our own people, so that when we spend our dollar there, we know that we're going to be treated right, we know that it's going to be used right, and we can trust that the service will be well. But also we need more businesses. There's a lot of people that are entrepreneurs right now, but we don't have a lot of storefronts. So we don't have nowhere to go spend it, and hopefully we can find them online. But even still, there's a lot of people starting businesses that may not have a website yet. I know a handful of people that are great designers as far as in the fashion area, that provide a very dope business or business service, but don't have a way to really track or scale their business to be able to reach more people. And so it's important that we get exposure and set up our businesses to where we can take on the clients that we can get once we get that exposure.
What are the biggest things that you're seeing lacking in black businesses today?
Really exposure and access to capital. And after doing a lot of research, those kind of go hand in hand. A lot of people don't have exposure because to get exposure costs. Bro, content creation, bro, even you starting this podcast, bro, you had to buy your camera. You have to pay for your editing software. You got to make sure that you have the time, know-how, and ability to market the things that you create on your social media platforms. So if you got all those things on top of you're learning how to be a therapist, so you got to get your training, you got to go to school. On top of you got to do your bookkeeping, you got to track your money that's coming in, bro. It's a lot of work, bro. And it is great because you're coming fresh out of college, so you kind of get a new start into everything, and it's exciting. But a lot of our people, they're stuck in positions with families. So now I have to work a 40-hour job to take care of my family, and I got to somehow create this business. And so when they're in that cycle, a lot of times they don't have the finances to also invest into their business. So a lot of times you might see somebody start a business such as, say they're just really good at making desserts, for instance. There's grandmothers and moms out here that can really bake.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got a couple in your family.
Yeah, that's all my family do is bake.
They can really bake, but there's not a lot of businesses or black owners that are bakers because they got to go to work. So even my mom, she made the sweet potato cake. Bro, anybody that have it wants another one. But my mom works all day because she got to take care of her livelihood. So now she doesn't have the time
to explore her
passions, or the money to invest in what it's going to take to get an oven, to get there's codes and licenses you got to have to put a covering to sell your things. Like there's so many things that's already putting us at a disadvantage to be able to get started into starting businesses.
What strategies do you think black business owners can take to help improve this thing?
Some strategies that they can take to help improve this. That's a good question. One, just starting with their finances and learning how to balance your money better. You gotta learn how to manage what you do have to build up a savings account so then you have money to invest. A lot of times right now investing is very popular, like buying stocks and other investments. But I would also say to take that money that you would invest into some other company to look for some return, to invest in what's already inside of you. Instead of you investing into that looking for a return, invest into, like you said, get your camera, get your mics, get your whatever you need for your content, get your oven if you're a baker. If you're a sports trainer, bro, go buy you some bands, bro. Go get with you some cones. Like really invest into what you need to be successful because our clientele is looking at it, and it's our own people. And sometimes our own people are our biggest critic.
Yeah.
So with our people being like that, bro, you gotta come ready. Yeah. And that's just business, period, bro. You want to make sure that you really invest into your business, set yourself up. But it starts, especially if you're in that cycle of having to take care of responsibilities, where you gotta take at least a portion of your money every month to set it aside until you're able to start investing into yourself. Ask yourself, how much can I invest into my business every single month that's going to get me steps ahead? If you're always doing that, you're not going to do anything but move forward. Even if you got to get a coach or a consultant, at least you saved up some money to be able to do that.
How do you think community ties with family and business?
You ever heard the saying, it takes a village?
Yes.
It takes a village, bro. It takes a village. With your business, one, your family will be sometimes your first customers. If you're, not all cases, because sometimes they say your family don't even support like that, and sometimes it's like that. But those are the first people you can really practice your sales pitch to. Those are the people that you can really explore who you are with. You can be more comfortable with them. You can talk about your ideas. You've been knowing them your whole life, so you should be comfortable with speaking with them about it. Now, the community side, sometimes when you get yourself out and start networking and being around like-minded individuals, you'll find some people out here that will be so close to you that they feel closer than your family.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. I think I heard a saying that's like, matter of fact, it's Wale. You ever listen to the album More About Nothing?
Yeah.
So there's an insert in it where he's talking about, or it was from the show Friends. No, Seinfeld. True. The whole album is based on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And in it, he was talking about how it's crazy how your friends are the people you choose to be around. Why do they get on your nerves so bad? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I say that to say your family, bro. You didn't choose your family, so you have to deal with them. That's your blood. That's who you gotta share the same blood. You were raised with them. But your friends, you can actually choose them. So choose people that are of the same things you're into. So then y'all can feed on each other. Y'all can synergize. They say that you are who you hang around.
Yes. Yes.
So it's important to have good influences, people you can learn from, some people that you're not always leading. Because if you put yourself and you're always the smartest person in the room, you're gonna hit a ceiling.
Yes.
You're gonna hit a ceiling, man. And those people become like your family, bro, because you're gonna grind with them. I think some of my closest friends in my life were when I was playing football, because that was my community. We grinded together, we went through struggles together, we laughed, we cried, all those things, and that's what will happen as you start having a community of like-minded individuals.
How do you think your faith has helped guide you up until this point?
Bro, my faith is everything. That's the reason why I'm able to even talk about all this stuff, is just because I have just been striving after Christ, bro. It's crazy because you wouldn't think, and I don't think church talks about it enough, but when we talk about business, purpose, community, that's what Christ always spoke about. Always. He spoke about being able to forgive each other so that you can be good with your community around you. He said to love God, but then love your neighbor as yourself so that you can have a great community around you. So most of the 10 Commandments, it's either about loving God or it's about loving your neighbor so you can be in the good community. And then on top of that, bro, he wants us to be living with our purpose. Like, he's created each of us specifically for a reason. And there's things that we go through in our life that gives a reason for our purpose, or things have happened in our life to build us up to be able to do this certain thing, or to talk to certain people, or to tell a certain story. I keep my relationship close with them, so then I'm able to discern those things that I've been through so that I can use them for whoever comes around me.
Yeah. How do you think your faith has affected your community building and your businesses?
It gives me the right attitude. It shows me how to be. How do I supposed to treat people? How do I love? How do I gain good relationships? How do I be a light to people? It keeps me on my toes to make sure that I'm not treating anybody wrong in any of these relationships. In any of these business relationships I go into, or members of Better You Connect, I always want it to be win-win. I want it to be where I'm gaining something and you gaining something. We should both be winning from this relationship that we're going into in business. And I think my faith has led me there, because that's kind of the same relationship with Christ. With the relationship with Christ, he's winning because he's gaining somebody that's going to be able to tell somebody else about him. He died for us so then he can help us, and that exalts his name, that puts him on his throne. So he wins that by me, and what I get is peace. I get peace, I get passion, I get purpose, I get the ability to know how to manage my emotions. There's so many benefits for just, following God, bro.
How do you balance your spiritual growth and your responsibilities?
Pray about them all, bro. Boy, because responsibilities, bro, it can get on you, bro. I'm 31, so I'm just not coming out of that young adult phase and starting to get into real mature manhood, I would say. And there's a lot of responsibilities, bro. Like you said, bro, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a business owner, I have my 9-to-5 job, on top of, having different relationships with people in my family and in my friend groups. There's a lot of responsibility, bro. So if I wasn't praying about all of this stuff, bro, that stress would get to me. Because I'm a young adult minister. Yeah. So there's people that's needing prayer. When they go through a hard time, bro, they hit me up. They can get real heavy, and it does sometimes. So it's really on me to go to God and pray, and give him all of those things to worry about, so that I can just worry about what I can today.
Man, that's great. Dang. How do you think your faith affects you with navigating business?
I treat it like relationships, bro. I try to do it the same. How he tell me to treat my neighbor is how I tell him to treat the people that I go in business with. With the end in mind, and making sure that I'm taking care of my influence with that person.
How do you think your faith has affected you in your marriage?
Pray about everything. Bro, marriage is tough, bro. Marriage is tough, bro. And you just get engaged.
Yeah, so I'm learning. I'm just trying to get the hang of things.
Man, pray about it. Pray about it. But I do have some good books that's been helping me. The Power of the Praying Husband. It's a great book. And another great book, bro. You gotta read it. So if I tell you, you're gonna read it.
Oh yeah, I got you.
All right. The Way of
the Superior Man. I already read it.
I didn't listen to it like 5 times on audiobook, but that's really what I listen to when I work out.
Yeah.
Because it's real, bro, and it shows you how to attack life and not attack your woman, but how to lead her.
Yeah.
And it's very important, bro. So what things did you learn from that book?
Oh, even dealing with feminine energy. It's just like, even when they explained the whole chapter, even when they talked about why older men tend to like younger women. And then they talked about how being a man, you will always be, when you're a masculine man, you will always be attracted to feminine energy. Mm-hmm. And so they, just even him explaining just that, because a lot of times we feel wrong for finding another woman attractive. Mm-hmm. And in reality, that's how it is. But it's just like the way they talked about working through the situation and dealing with that and just controlling yourself and the self-discipline. It made me realize how much a lot of today's men don't have any self-discipline and a purpose. And even mission and stuff. I think a lot of times, well, when people complain about in their relationships and they say the woman won't submit to me and stuff, you're both supposed to be submitting to God.
Right.
And then when you submit to God, you're able to follow the mission. And I think, I don't know, it might be one of the best books I've read.
I'm telling you, bro, it's good. As a man, bro, I would tell every man, read that book, bro. Because 9 times out of 10, bro, you're dealing with some emotional stuff that you don't understand, but that book will really help you understand just who you are as a man and how God built you the way he built you. So we talk about like that masculine energy. Yeah. People talk about it, but they don't really understand all the, like.
I mean, because we only hear toxic masculinity.
That's really all people talk about.
So it's like you would never even know that there's a healthy form of masculinity just because of, I guess, what we're exposed to.
Yeah, bro. But this book really gives you a way to be able to feel safe in your masculinity and to be able to come to terms with it. For real, bro, for real. And when you do that, because of that book, and now that I'm learning how to really apply the things in that book that I've learned, bro, my wife is a lot more submissive. And when she's not, I understand why. Yeah. I don't blame her for it. Yeah. Because that's the thing of femininity. That's what she gonna do. Yeah. But how do I supposed to ride the wave as a man when my woman that's feminine, emotions are going crazy? But now because I've read that, I understand that, and I can guide us as a family where I need us to go. My emotions not tied up in hers right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's what really helped, man. So any of y'all boys out there that's getting married, thinking about getting married, bro, if you're just a guy, bro, read The Way of the Superior Man.
You must read. It's a must read. How did you get started in business?
How did I get started? So senior year, bro, I was still playing football. It was pregame warm-ups. I'm on the ground, bro. I think I'm doing like leg swings. Yeah. So I'm looking at the sky back on the grass. And I had a thought in my mind, bro. And I heard, bro, what are you doing here? Yeah. And bro, after that, bro, I continued my season, had a great season, but when I was done, I had a couple of injuries, bro. So that, as well as that, I didn't pursue going to the league. I came back home to Greenville because I was interested to see what else I had inside of me. So I knew God had put some things on my heart that I cared about. I started substitute teaching. I started doing research, finding things that made me passionate, like the state of the black community. And then I want to create some solutions, bro. I think anybody, when you want to start a business, first look at what problems there are in the world and just think of some solutions. And from those things, them solutions that you brainstorming about, what you would like to do, those things that create some fire in your heart, or create a business to create that solution, because people will pay you to find a solution.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed too. Like when I try to tell my friends about starting a business and stuff, because I think a lot of times we try to think about how do we make $1 first.
Every time, bro.
And I really when you think about it like that, you'll never get started. So yeah, I think you should start with solving a problem. Mm-hmm. And I think you should solve a problem that you would solve because you love to solve it. Yep. And not because you're being paid to solve it. Yep. And I think that's what helps people keep doing it even when times aren't going your way.
Yep. That's purpose-driven business. Mm. You're using the purpose, the thing that's inside of you, the thing that God has made you passionate about, that you care about, that you would change about the world. And then you go start a business on that thing, because there's more people that care about that as well, or that need your solution. Those are the people you either want on your team or the people that you need to go and serve.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, that's good, bro. There's some good talk right here, bro.
Yeah, the conversation flowing. This might be one of my best podcasts. What are some key lessons you learned in starting business?
Some key lessons I've learned in starting business. It's okay to pause, but never stop. It's okay to pause, but never stop, because you're going to hit roadblocks. You're going to need to take some time. You might take a year, you might take 2, you might take 5 years off your business. That's fine. Just come back to it, because you still got purpose in it. That's a key one. And just always be learning. Always be learning. I'll give you 3. First one, what was the first thing I said? I said, okay, you can pause, but never stop.
Yeah. Pause, but never stop.
Pause, but never stop. The second one is learn everything first.
Okay. When
you're starting a business, bro, you have to be the first person to know all that. So then when you start creating you a team, you can teach them what you want them to do.
Yeah, because I find too, that's why it's probably harder for employees to listen to somebody, because they feel like you haven't done it yourself.
Yeah, bro. You don't want to run into that issue. But when you hire somebody that can do it better than you.
Yeah, okay.
Find somebody who can do it better than you, but you at least got to be able to lead them there. People are coming and trusting you as a leader to start this business, so you need to be able to show them that you at least know how to get it going. That was the second one. I said I was going to give you 3, right?
Yep.
The third one is always be ready to learn. Mm-hmm. Read as many books as you can, watch as many podcasts as you can, go interview people, find you a mentor, find you a few mentors. Just be ready to learn, because you will always be learning in business.
And if you're not learning, you're not growing.
You ain't growing, bro. You got stagnant. Time to do something else.
How do you think technology has played a role in community building?
For me, that newsletter, bro. That newsletter. Now when I go see somebody and I go meet them, or I go to a networking event and I'm getting names, I'm keeping a database. I'm getting you to subscribe to my newsletter. I'm getting you to follow me on Instagram. So then when you see the things that I'm doing that I talked about, you can come back and you can be a part. You can get the news of what's going on. I've gotten you excited face to face. Now this is how you can keep up with this and be a part.
Yeah.
So you got to use technology, because if you're not, you taking the business card and you probably going to forget to call them. But if you put them in that newsletter, everything you talk about, you can follow up on with everyone else.
Yeah.
I'm also big on calendar. If we say we're going to put in a meeting, I'm going to send you a meeting invite.
Yeah.
You're going to be in there, you're going to get reminders right then. Because I don't want to miss. There's so much going on. We all have busy lives. So it's important to use technology to aid us. And now, last thing, I love AI.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, that's my best friend, bro. Bro, I've been able to get so much done with AI. I give it what I wanted to do, and it just helps me communicate it so much better.
So, speaking about AI, what's the best way for entrepreneurs to use AI in their businesses currently?
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Chat. Get on chat, bro. It's really like your assistant, man. So if you need to, bro, you can write a blog in 10 minutes. Probably less than 10 minutes. Yeah. You can say, write me a blog right now about how to start a podcast. And it's going to give you a banging blog that you can put out, put your flavor on it, and now you start it. It just gives you ways. It gives you tools. If you need to know how to do something, just ask chat, how do I do this? And it's going to give you some stuff. It's literally like your favorite brainstorming friend, but it's going to give you straight facts that's only on the internet.
That's great. What are challenges that you face in parenting?
Ooh, in parenting. That's good, bro. That's a good question. Wanting to spend a lot of time with my son, but also knowing that I have to strive to provide something for my son. My son's 2 years old right now.
Yeah.
So he's taking in a lot, but he's not going to understand a lot of the things I'm doing. So I'm having to trust that I can pour in all this time right now into my business, knowing that later this is how I'm going to be able to provide some opportunities for him to do whatever he wants. But I hate being away from my son, and he hates me. He hates being away from me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post some content. Challenges with parenting. They're a new human being, bro. They're a new human being, and you have the responsibility to make sure he gets to where he's supposed to go, especially until he's making his own decisions. So I think that's something that's tough. And of course, being married and having a son, me and my wife would sometimes think about things and do things different. And being able to communicate those things, but also, especially when I know I would do something one way because I know this will benefit my son, and my wife would do something a different way that would also benefit him. Sometimes I have to submit what I think for what she thinks, and that's mom, bro. And one thing you'll learn about, being a parent, mom trumps a lot of stuff as a parent because they're built nurturers.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be able to feel and care a little bit deeper than our masculine thoughts.
Yeah.
They're gonna be able to be in emotion and feel what he's feeling. And sometimes I ain't feeling it, but I want an outcome. And right now I need to feel.
Yeah.
Right now I got my son crying. I understand he need this medicine. It's gonna make him better. but he crying right now. So maybe I should comfort him first. And that's just an example of something that happened recently when he was sick.
What do you think has helped you overcome challenges with parenting?
Something that's helped me overcome challenges, just learning to be patient. Learning to be patient and accepting the fact that I don't know it all. Coming into being a parent, I thought I knew a lot more than I do because I have 10 nieces and nephews. But in actuality, it's very different when you have your own. And it's a whole nother person, so each person is different. And so having to really submit, my ways and be humble and receptive to my wife as well.
How do you think fatherhood has shaped your approach to business, your faith, and your marriage?
I just want to be a good leader. I want to be a good leader that provides and that's a good example. But I also have to know when to stand on the direction that I know my wife, my son, my business should be going in. God chose me as the leader of, all three of those entities or relationships. And so I have to make sure that I'm getting clear direction on where to go. And even when everyone else doesn't understand, I have to make sure that I stand on that and then I communicate it the best way I can.
And I think usually the confusion comes in communicating. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people feel it's almost like we're living in a gender war right now. So I think communication has been completely disparaged in our community. You have people that want things their way, and when you want something your way, you're not as receptive to other ideas and opinions.
Yeah.
So how do you think being receptive to other opinions has affected that?
It's affected it a lot, bro. It's affected it a lot. Men and women listen completely different. We just listen different, bro. And so sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes she right, sometimes she wrong. And you really, both people in a relationship have to come into it knowing that they might be wrong. You kind of got to go into it thinking, hey, I think this, but I might be wrong. Because a lot of times when you don't, you'll end up with what they say, a foot in your mouth.
Yeah.
And then you look crazy, bro. I noticed something now that I'm a dad. Bro, if you look at a lot of cartoons and like things on TV, bro, they make their dad look stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes when we don't be paying attention, bro, we end up with our foot in our mouth. So I think it's very important to go into it with an open mind, even when you know you're right. Because even when you know you're right, you might be wrong sometimes. And you got to go into that humbly to be able to listen to the other one. Did I answer that right?
You answered it amazingly.
Okay, cool. I'll make sure I answer the question, bro.
Yeah. What are some strategies you use for being present and being an impactful father while managing business? What strategies are you using?
To be present?
Yeah.
That's a good one, bro. Bro, you ain't write that down. That wasn't on the outline.
Yeah, it wasn't. It just came.
I would say taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. That gets me present. Getting my phone out of my hand, taking my phone away, that helps. And being intentional with having a thankful mindset. When I'm in a thankful mindset, it allows me to appreciate my wife and my son even more, to where I want to come down to their level. I want to be present exactly with them. I don't want to have business on my mind at the time. And that's something that I always have to work on, bro, to be honest. That's something that I struggle with some days because I got a bunch of things that I'm working on. But when I do it, I see the appreciation of my wife. I see the appreciation in my son for me. And a lot of times as men, because of the direction we're trying to guide our families and the vision that we may have, because they don't always see it, we don't always feel appreciated.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. So it's important that when you're present, they just want your presence. And when you provide that to them, then you'll see their appreciation.
That was a great answer.
Yeah, man. Bro, this all experience, bro. This stuff I be thinking about all day, bro.
Yeah. How do you balance the demands of work, family, and your partnership?
How do I balance them?
Yeah.
I try to give my family all my weekend time. Try to give them as much of my weekend time as I can. I try to give them all of my evenings. I try to keep business from about 8 to 9 in the morning till about 6, 7 at night. And then I get my me time at 5 a.m. So I wake up in the morning, I get on my word, I pray, I journal, I go work out, I make myself breakfast. I spend some intentional time with myself and with God in the morning. So then throughout the day, people gonna get all this doing business and doing work. That's gonna take all my time. And then I know at night, I only give all my time to my wife and my son.
What are some lessons that you learned from building a lasting relationship?
That's a good one. A lesson that I've learned from building a lasting relationship. Listen. that book we were talking about, The Way of the Superior Man, talks about not listening to our wives as I think it was saying don't listen to what she's saying as facts, but listen to them as an oracle, because they're communicating things that they see in us, even though they may be upset at the time. But if you really listen to it, a lot of times they're saying things that we really need to take time and some attention on. If we can do that, then that's going to help us as we're looking for that guidance. Because they're watching us going in a direction while we're trying to get there. Sometimes, because we're so looking here, we can't see things that we may have missed over here. And because they're watching us do it, they can kind of see it from another angle and be able to help communicate those things. But a lot of times, because we're so focused, sometimes it comes off as, sometimes we may become a little aggravated because it feels like they're trying to pull our attention, or they don't understand where we're going. But in actuality, they see it. They're able to see things that we may have missed. So you gotta be able to listen.
Do you care to discuss the importance of a support system, being an aspiring entrepreneur?
Yeah, man, gotta keep like-minded individuals around, man. Like we said, bro, like it's important to be around people that are passionate in the things that you're passionate about. So when your fire goes down, or you get tired, or you're not as passionate, you have other people that you can feed off of. So it is very important to have a support system. These are also the people that's gonna share your post. They gonna send it out. They're gonna put it on their story every time. Bro, take care of those people, man, because a lot of times, other people won't. I'll say that they'll see your post. You can see who's seeing them. And you can see who liking and who not liking. And that's one thing I think I seen online is that, bro, it don't cost nothing to support your friends online. It don't cost a thing, bro. Right? If y'all seeing our stuff, me and my boy, man, share that thing.
Man.
So it ain't gonna hurt you.
You gotta try to not see it.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I appreciate that, bro. But that's a good question.
Sir. Are there any final thoughts?
One for you, bro. Keep going, bro. Keep doing this, bro. Again, you pushed me to do something that I haven't done, using this wall. Bro, you know what I just thought about, bro? What's the headlight on?
Oh, man.
Dang. But, bro, keep going, bro. Keep doing your thing, bro. Keep providing mental health services. Keep growing in your profession. I'm proud of you. As one of my brother peers, bro, y'all have a special generation, bro. Y'all have a special generation, bro. Y'all really out here and getting it, especially here in Greenville, bro. So don't let nothing deter you. Things gonna get tough. You gonna meet some challenges, bro. But you're on your way to becoming very successful. In any way you need help, bro, hit me up.
Yes, sir. What advice do you have for the audience?
For the audience, live in your purpose, man. Don't be out here just doing anything. Y'all going to work, waking up in the morning, doing something you don't love. If you have to do that for now, cool. But in any extra time you have, man, find out what it is on your heart that you care about. There's a lot of issues going on in this world, as we know. And there's some that you were meant to solve. Find out what that is, start a business doing it, because you'll be fulfilled and you're gonna make more money than you can by making money for somebody else.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with you for another one.